I'll tell you when.
All right.
We're recording. An old man in his garage.
All right. How you doing, folks? And welcome to the Self-Reliance Show with Chris. All right. I'm going to teach you a little bit about how to be self-reliant. I'm not going to teach you all the basics. I'm just going to show you some of the items that you need to be self-reliant. Because you never know when the economy or the government could collapse and you're going to be on your own. I'm going to turn this fan off just so it's not as loud. So some basic things you want to have. You want to have some fishing gear, and you want to have some hunting gear, and you want to have all the things that your teachers taught you about growing up as far as storm survival. Plenty of batteries, plenty of fresh water. As you can see, I got two huge jugs. We're going to have many more than that. But we also dehydrate a lot of our food, which helps keep it preserved for a longer time. But if you ever find yourself out in the woods, this is an invaluable tool right here. This is a machete. This is great for collecting firewood, cutting down small branches, making a shelter, hunting. 1,000,001 uses for a good machete. So you want a machete, and what else? Of course, I have two different kinds of arrows. I do archery. So I have, here's my crossbow. I'm not going to break that out because it takes a long time. All right, I'll break it out, but I'm going to do it real quick. And then I have a regular compound bow over there. But this is great because you can hunt silently without, and it takes more skill to shoot something with a bow and arrow than it does with a gun. Anybody can shoot a gun. I just like to challenge myself. Now this, having a crossbow is pretty easy. Any moron can shoot. It's just like shooting a gun. There's a scope. You know, this thing is not loaded, so I can point it, I can point it right at you. As you can see, there's no arrow in here.
Okay.
But this is a crossbow, and this shoots arrows at approximately, I want to say like 435 feet per second.
Wow.
So this can take down a full-size bull elephant. One shot, you can kill it. There's really not a land mammal on this planet that cannot be taken down and killed by a carefully placed shot from this guy right here.
Right. Hey, do the Lee Harvey Oswald pose with the gun.
Now, what's his pose? Just like this?
That's good enough. I'm just joking.
All right. Political humor from Lawrence.
Okay.
All right. And, of course, this is your regular bow right here. This is called a compound bow. I don't want to say a regular bow because there are many kinds of bows.
Where did you buy them?
Bass Pro Shops. Oh man, I gotta organize this. Is a mess. These are some of my practice arrows here. When you're just practicing and you're not hunting for real, you want to use these kind of tips.
Right.
Okay. Now when you're shooting for real and you're out to kill something, you're going to want to use.
When you say something, you're referring to animals.
An animal.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's get it. You see the difference?
Oh yeah.
These are just as three very incredibly sharp razor blades.
Right.
And that's what you use when you're shooting for game. But these are just practice arrows. And this is the compound bow right here. Let's see. And you basically just like this here. I'm not going to shoot an arrow or anything, but again, it's not loaded. There's no arrow in it, so I can pull it back, and you line up your sights, and you let it go. Never dry fire one of these. Never pull it back without an arrow in it and just let it go. You'll ruin your bow.
Okay.
All right. So, of course, all your basic fishing supplies, too. A couple of different size rods and reels, fish hooks, plenty of backup arrows. All right.
So
I have a couple of live traps down here, too, in case we ever have a problem with raccoons or sometimes stray cats.
So you're all set to be a survivalist.
Yeah.
Now, one of those, the bow, the more advanced one, how much would they run?
There's about maybe $900, and that's about $1,500 to $2,000.
Wow.
Yeah. It can be an expensive venture if you get good quality stuff.
Right.
All right. So, another part of being self-reliant is you want to raise your own food. Now, my wife and I have a garden. Let me show you this. It's a very small scale garden this year. We didn't go really too wild. We have cucumbers growing there. We have 3 tomato plants there, and there's some more tomato plants that we grew from seeds in the back.
Right.
We're going to grow some green beans and 1 or 2 other things.
The mirrors, do they do anything?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, I mean, they might scare off rabbits and things like that, but we just have them out there because it makes it look cool.
I thought they kind of reflect the sun more.
Yeah, maybe they do that. I don't know. And now the ultimate self-reliant person is also going to raise his own protein, his own meat. Okay. Well, this is we raise chickens. These are chickens out here. We raise these for eggs and we raise them for meat. Now these chickens, they ovulate every 24 hours, so we get about 6 eggs a day. We have 6 chickens. We get about half a dozen eggs a day. And they are good layers. They lay eggs for about 18 months to 2 years. And then when they're done laying eggs, we eat the chickens. Just like, you know, I prepare them right here, usually on one of these stumps. We're going to make a video on how to do that another day. But come on over and let me show you the chickens.
Yeah, I want to meet the okay, you don't name them because you don't want to grow attached to them.
I think Jen may have named them, but come on in here, Rip. Try to ignore the mess. It's come on all the way inside. Shut this.
Okay.
Because it needs clean today. This is something. If you're gonna raise chickens, the most important thing to remember is cleanliness. And we've got a lot of rain lately, so some of that mud in there is mixed in with some doo-doo, and it's unpleasant. But we already collected the eggs for today. But this is where they usually lay them, right here.
Yeah.
And you can see there's some poop in there. It needs cleaned out. But
you have to clean this once a day?
Yeah, either once a day or every other day, you know,
okay,
depending on how bad it is. But in here is all their food.
Is that food expensive?
Nah, it's not. It's about $12 for a 50-pound bag.
And how long does that last?
I usually buy 100 pounds at a time, and it usually lasts about 2 months.
Oh, okay.
So it's not too bad. Ignore the poop back there. It needs cleaned.
Right.
You got to make sure you clean that every day. And here's some nice gravel for them. This helps them digest their food. So you always want to have gravel. You always want to have food. There's like oyster shell and calcium and phosphate and all the stuff they need mixed in there. We have a cover. We have this black tarp cover on top of the chicken coop to keep out hawks and other flying predators, owls.
Right.
Can come in here and easily get these chickens. They're very susceptible to predators.
Right. They have no defenses.
Not really. No. Now let me come out and I'll show you how to pick.
Now the droppings, when you clean, do you use that in the soil for fertilizer?
Wait a minute, don't go out yet, Rip.
Okay.
You can absolutely.
I would imagine it would be good.
Very good fertilizer. Here, let me show you. Now this is most of these are Rhode Island Reds or Rhode Island Red mix. This is a Plymouth Rock hen here. This is our largest one. We kind of nickname her Big Mama.
Right.
But she's about 6 or 7 pounds. Good sized chicken there though. But you can see they're very tame. They don't mind being held.
Close.
And when they peck you, if you have like excuse me, Cheerios or something in your hand, you're feeding them. They're pecking me now, and it doesn't really hurt. They're just real light little pecks.
Right.
You know, they're not vicious. They're quite friendly.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay, don't let them go out.
Well, they love to come out. Sometimes I do. Matter of fact, since you're filming, let me just let a couple of them out. I'll let one out just so you can see. They're tame enough to let out. You can let them walk around the yard. It's just keeping up with them. You got to always keep your eye on them so they don't wander off too far. They know where their food and their shelter is, so they don't really wander too far.
Right.
And it's good for them to come out and eat grass because they.
Do they have any intelligence? I guess some because they know where their food's at.
Sure, and and they have a pecking order.
Right.
A hierarchy. They establish that themselves, and you really can't do anything to change that. It's sort of predetermined. There's an alpha chicken in there, and she is sort of the ruler of all of them, and then it goes down, all the way down to the low man on the totem pole.
Okay.
But that's it. You see our little fountain there?
Yeah, I was filming that.
That's just a little water fountain. And then come up back there.
You got another
water feature back here. Yeah, this is our pond. I dug this out about 3 years ago. About, I guess it's about 300 gallons. and it is loaded with tadpoles. You can see them on the rock there. You see them just wiggling their little tails?
Yeah, let me get a close-up.
Those are tadpoles, and they're all going to turn into toads. The common American toad. And,
right.
When, at nighttime, especially on rainy, muggy nights like we've been having, it's surrounded at night with toads, and you can hear them croaking.
Yeah.
And they love it. And they help with the insects.
Yeah, the
mosquitoes.
Right.
Yeah, flies. And,
so,
this is our dog house.
How many dogs do you got?
Well, we currently have 3.
Okay. Do you still have that?
Are you still filming?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab one of the dogs.
Okay.
The one that looks kind of like Zero.
Okay. When did you get that dog?
January.
And what's his name?
Mackie.
Mackie.
This is Mackie.
I'm surprised you didn't name him Zero.
No, we already had one.
Is he friendly?
Yeah. This is a Siberian Husky.
Uh-huh.
From Russia. Well, this particular one's from Denver, Colorado.
What made you? Where did you get him? I mean.
Oh crap! I forgot the chicken's out. Uh-oh.
Where did
I can't have the dog out with the chicken. Hold on for a second.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This is the. Go ahead. You can talk a little bit. Man, that could have been a catastrophe on film.
Yeah.
Yeah, that particular dog there will gobble these chickens right up if I were to let him.
When you were chasing the chickens, I felt like playing some hillbilly music, you know.
Well, you can add that in later. Okay, you can let go. This is Mackie, and he is about 1.5 years.
Where did you get him?
I got him from a dog park.
Uh-huh.
We were taking our other dog, Molly, the Basset Hound, to the dog park, and somebody was there with this dog and told me that they had to get rid of him because they were moving into a small apartment or whatever, and they couldn't keep him anymore. So that's him. He's my boy.
Okay. I would have stopped the camera a minute because I got about 13 minutes, and to put this on YouTube, what's the maximum?
15.
Okay.
15 minutes.
So I'm going to stop it right here, and then, okay, a man and his dog, and his chickens, and his garden,
Yep.
and his survival kits.